So, what's the popular trend in Hollywood right now? Well, right now it's delaying movies. But what was the popular trend in Hollywood before all of this COVID garbage started? Superhero movies, sequels, remakes, and reboots. So, keeping with the movie side of things, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm rebooting my life. So now the question is, why am I doing this? Why am I getting rid of most of my possessions and moving into that van?
Well, it really came down to two main reasons. There are a lot of little reasons as well, like with most things, and I'm sure I'll get into them eventually at some point, but really two main reasons why.
Number one was financial. Like so many other people, I lost my job due to the fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic. And with a boatload of debt, I'm sure I would have been bankrupt within a month, if not the week. Necessity is the mother of all invention. Now sure, I could just find another job and stay in the apartment that I've been at for the last 4 or so years, but honestly, with what's available, I would be right back into the same situation of living paycheck to paycheck, with absolutely no movement forward. I've been living like that for years, like lots of people, and let's be honest, that sucks. And regardless of that, my relationship with the girlfriend ended, so the apartment was going to bye-bye no matter what. Maybe that was a blessing in disguise. Who knows?
Number two, and this kind of goes hand in hand with the loss of the relationship that I just mentioned, but I was surrounded by negativity. No, I don't just mean from the ex, but everywhere. And it was chipping away at my soul. And I tolerated it for years because I honestly believed that if I did nothing and just stayed on the same course I had always been on, the course that I was told I was supposed to be on, the things were just going to get better on their own. How many times have you heard, oh, things are bad now, but just wait, they'll get better, you'll see. Yeah, I would have died waiting for things to get better on their own. The problem gets worse when the negativity in your life starts getting compacted on top of itself. The pandemic drew a line in the sand for people across the globe. Well, more like a line in solid concrete. Let's get serious. And that happened in my personal life as well. Things got bad really quickly, and the amount of negative energy that started hitting me from what felt like every single angle, I was like, enough. Things need to change. I can't live my life like this. Negativity is toxic, and toxins destroy you from the inside out. And more often than not, all that negativity in your life, it comes from the people you surround yourself with. And then what happens? You put more negativity out into the world, and the world gives you even more negativity back, and out you put it. That's a pretty shitty cycle, don't you think? The saying is something like, whatever you put out into the world, you're gonna get back, right? So if you put negativity out into the world, you're gonna get negativity back. And if you put positivity out, that's what you're gonna get back. I think that statement, it's a little misleading. Because you're only one person, and no matter what you've heard, you actually can't change anybody else. So if you surround yourself with negative people that just refuse to change no matter what, it doesn't matter how much positivity you put out into the world, that negative ecosystem that you're a part of, it's not gonna change. You have to get out of it. That's part of choosing to be positive and choosing to be better for you. That can be a scary decision to make, I get it. And I can't tell you when you yourself might be ready for that sort of change. But if you're unhappy, then you probably already have a pretty good idea. Like, if you have people in your life that say, get help, as a reaction to something you say that they don't like, or they just don't happen to like the fact that you view the world just a little bit differently than they do, those are not nice people. But let them be that way. Don't get caught up in their madness. It's fine. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. Oh, I hate that so much. Get help. Now listen, I'm all for seeking out better mental health if that's something that you honestly believe you need. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people that use it as a reaction when they hear something that you said and they just don't happen to like it. That's BS. That stands for bullshit, in case you didn't know, which in this case means nonsense. One of the biggest problems I see in the world today is that so many people really are just sheep. They aren't willing to ask questions or even think about things from other angles, and they get furious with you when you happen to say something like,
excuse me? Maybe that's not entirely right. Or they get mad even if you don't say anything and they just happen to see you doing things a little bit differently than what they think is normal.
Nobody knows what normal is.
And then we start to feel like maybe we are wrong.
We're not.
There's nothing wrong with doing things a little bit differently, being a little weird, and focusing on what makes you happy.
Don't let anybody tell you differently.
So what does this all really mean? Does it mean that I think everybody should just throw up the middle finger to the lifestyles that so many of us were told was what we were supposed to be doing? No, absolutely not. If you're happy with your life and are feeling fulfilled with the way it's going, then you don't need to change a damn thing. You can just see how it works out for me, from the comfort of your own home, probably on the toilet. But if you do find yourself living with a bunch of negative feelings, negative emotions, negative people, and stuff that just makes you feel horrible on the inside, what are you doing? Make the change. You don't have to live like that. You don't have to live in a van either. Just make the change that you need in order to better your life. That's what led me to van life, that desire to find something better for myself. I've always loved camping and being in the outdoors, and with the lockdown that swept the world, and of course, let's not forget losing my job, I had a little bit of time on my hands to look into it. As disconnected as we have all become over the last year and a bit, we still live in 2021, and we've got the internet. There's a connection there, good or bad, that will never go away, and I took full advantage of that privilege to seek out something better for myself. A way to be the positive that I knew I wanted to be. And yes, I know, actual van life is nothing like the way it is painted on social media. There are going to be incredible challenges that I am excited to tackle head on. If you know me at all, you know that's the truth. That's what this is all about. Being positive and being happy. Those probably go hand in hand. You think? Sounds simple, doesn't it? Are you hearing me yet? More positive things, less negative things. There's a whole big beautiful world out here, and I've missed out on so much of it marching to someone else's beat and doing what I just assumed was expected of me because there's a normal that we all think we have to live by. And I've missed out on what I've always known in my core is what I want to be doing. So enough is enough. So stick around. There's going to be lots more to come. Let's see what happens together. That's the beauty of it. Nobody knows what's going to happen. In the words of Trooper, we're here for a good time, not a long time. Make the most of it. Welcome to the reboot of my life. No matter what happens, I guarantee it's going to be better than the original.